Hi friends, welcome back. So question for you, can you retire on Nvidia stock? And is Nvidia stock the bestest and most coolest and most awesomest company in the whole world? So I want to take a look at what the pumpers have to say and let's jump right in.
I just got back from GTC and I'm convinced that Wall Street does not understand Nvidia. That's because the key to finding great stocks is understanding a company's products, not just their profits. And I'm convinced that Nvidia will be bigger than Apple, bigger than Microsoft, and Nvidia stock will sit on top of the indexes as the biggest company on earth. Let me show you.
So that was the Alex guy, and he's been known to pump a lot of stuff in the past. And essentially, he's one of the ARK Invest disciples. And here he's telling you that Nvidia is going to be bigger than Apple, bigger than Microsoft, and in fact, the most awesome and bestest company in the whole world. And which actually quite interesting is he also tells you don't pay attention to profits, just look at the tech that they make. And that's sort of the motive of his channel, is just focus on tech and not actually talk about valuation or profits. Take a look at another pumper. This is Tom Nash. Have a listen for yourself.
Hey everybody, this is Tom Nash. Welcome back to another video. If this is your first time here, well, sit back, relax, don't click nothing, don't smash nothing, just listen. Now, in today's video, I'll share with you one stock to own in 2024 and never work a day in your life. This ain't clickbait, trust me, I'm about to blow your mind.
So guys, if you want your mind blown, hang out with the pumpers and they're ready to blow it for you. But this is actually what the top of the market looks like. This is what top of Nvidia looks like. And I get it more than you know. If you're new to the market, right, you just go to the stock that's run up the most and you just jump on board essentially after the run. And I'm warning you guys about this stuff because I'm calling tulips, I'm calling top, and also calling BS. But I get it more than you know. These particular gentlemen are really, really good at playing the YouTube algorithm and essentially pandering to the masses. And that's how this game is played. I want to show you guys what I'm looking at and sort of why. Yes, I get it. My channel's no fun because I try to tell you the truth. But sometimes you want to hear the truth if you want to get good at this kind of stuff. So first, take a look at this. This is the largest companies in the world by market cap. And you can see Microsoft is number 1, Apple number 2, Nvidia is number 3, and been going up like crazy. And the question is, will it be the biggest company in the world? I think that's a stretch, but I get it more than you know. And I just want to tell you this. The Alex guy, he's been doing this kind of stuff for a long time. He's one of the ARK Invest disciples and basically just pumps along with them and plays the YouTube algorithm. And that's how the game is played. Why do I think things differently than the pumpers? Well, I'll just show you guys what I'm looking at. So first, these are the stock ratings for Nvidia. You can see here F for valuation, A for growth, A for profitability, actually A plus for profitability, A plus for momentum, and A plus for revisions. And I'll show you guys another one here. You can take a look at this at the valuation here. You have Nvidia valuation again at F. You have the PE at D minus. You also have, it depends on when you look at it. Do you want to look at non-GAAP or GAAP, but it's either D or D minus. And you also have the forward PE at C. Now, the reason why I'm showing you these kind of things, and I think it's important to talk about with this, is that essentially Nvidia does make money. They totally do. But the question is, does the current stock price and the current valuation of the company match their future potential? I want to show you guys this as well. This is a software that I use where it tells me very quickly what's a rough valuation of Nvidia. This suggests a fair value of $521. So that would be 73% overvalued with the current price at $903, which doesn't seem so far off to me in terms of a decent valuation for this kind of company, but I can get it. This is just how markets work. Markets can stay more crazy, more irrational than you can stay solvent. Now, I want to show you more of what the pumpers was telling you. So this is Tom Nash a little bit further in his video. He's talking about why Nvidia is going to be awesome for years to come. Have a listen for yourself.
So at this space, at this revenue growth, 30 to 50%, we're looking at a stock price in 5 years of anywhere between $2,255 and $4,573. Now, obviously, that $4,500 is absolutely insane. Who knows? But the $2,000 based on a 30% revenue growth per year for the next 5 years definitely makes sense.
Okay, so this is something that Tom does quite a bit on his channel. Is he gives you these wild projections and shows you these wild numbers. And notice that he's talking about revenue growth, but not necessarily earnings or profit. Again, this is another strategy that the pumpers do. I want to really make this very clear. When you take a look at stocks, you want to look at real numbers and you want to look at their essentially earnings / profits, not just their revenue growth. This is something that hurt a lot of people with Tesla. So it's certainly true that Tesla did have or does have revenue growth, right? We can all see it. However, their profits and their margins have been shrinking, mostly because they have a lot more competition and the hype only lasts for so long. What happened to Tesla? Kind of predicting kind of what's going on here. What happened to Tesla? So it is currently down 56%. The bubble has popped. You guys can see it for yourself. And remember, I told you about the Alex guy over at Tickle Symbol U. He was an ARK Invest pumper, so you can see what happened to that. So that peaked out back in February 2021. That is currently down 68%. These are what bubbles look like, and this is what happens. And so the question is, what's going on with Nvidia? So my particular point of view on this stuff is it is in a bubble, and essentially it's riding the AI hype train. But when the buyers aren't there anymore because people don't have any money, or they buy chips because this is cyclical, meaning that you buy the chip, you got the chip, how many more chips do you need? Are you going to upgrade every year? My guess is probably not, because the kind of things that they're selling to these big companies are like $30,000, $40,000, these kind of things. And also too, again, it is trading at a very, very high valuation. And people even like the Mr. Tom Nash is telling you is going to grow 30% a year for the next 5 years or whatever. I've seen this game before, guys. You may not know, I'm pushing 49. The gentleman in the video, I'm going to guess they're early 30s. I don't know their exact age, but I know they're not. I know they're not experienced, but what they are good at is pumping you stuff on YouTube. The reason why I'm mentioning my age is because I lived through the dot-com bubble. So this was Intel. You can take a look at the chart for yourself. Please do. Study these things and learn from the past. So when the pumpers were pumping Intel, it was the hottest stock out there. In fact, there was a lot of this kind of companies that ended up failing. Now, Intel did survive. So people weren't wrong on the company in terms of it being a legitimate company. The same way, yes, Nvidia is a legitimate company. They make money. But does their valuation, meaning how we value the company, match the earnings / growth potential? Now, in the case of Nvidia, the dot-com bubble, you guys can see right here, I'm not sure if they had any splits or not, but we'll just say, assume that they didn't, and just make it simple. The stock was trading at the peak at August, 18, 2000. And in fact, as of now, they actually have not returned to their peak. They're down 37%, right? So essentially peaked out in the 2000.com and never went back. Cisco is another one of those type of companies. And again, I want to remind you that there's a lot of companies that don't even show up anymore in Google Finance or / these sort of things because they basically went bankrupt. Like I'll give you an example, pets.com. It just doesn't exist anymore because back then during the dot-com bubble, all you had to do was have a name of a company, put .com behind it, and tell when it's going to be the future, and people would buy into it. And again, with something like an Intel or Cisco, people weren't wrong in terms of the company being the future, but what they were wrong is in valuation. So I don't disagree that Nvidia makes cool stuff. I don't disagree at all. But the question is the valuation fair? And so I'm calling overvalued / top / BS. And because I lived through this stuff before. So this is Cisco, because, guys, if Cisco's down, 37% from the peak. Because guys, I'm just telling you guys back in, 2000, if you told people, oh, guys, Cisco's overvalued, Cisco's overvalued, people were like, wait, are you crazy? Look how good the stock is going up. But I want to point out to you that bubbles do pop. So take a look at this. So I showed you guys Tesla. Remember that EVs were in the future. We're all going to be awesome. Everyone's going to be driving these things, and the bestest stocks in the whole world. What happened to Lucid, guys? What happened, right? This is a part of that EV craze. What happened to Rivian? This, again, part of that EV craze. And I'm pretty sure we're going to look back in history what happened to Nvidia. And if you guys wonder, am I just making just random stuff up? Again, remember that the Tom dude and the Alex dude, they were big ARK Invest pumpers. Essentially bootlickers, and look what happened to ARK. So that's my thoughts on Nvidia. I just want to warn you about these kind of things because understand how the YouTube game is played. Essentially what you do, you pick the hottest stock in the market, and at the moment it is Nvidia, and in fact it's had a great run, and then you just tell people it's going to keep doing what it has done in the past. And I want to tell you a very simple lesson in the stock market is that past performance does not necessarily equal future results. So do be careful out there. I want to hear your thoughts on Nvidia. Is it the bestest, coolest, most awesomest stock in the whole world? And can you retire on Nvidia stock? I want to hear your opinion on this stuff. And I do appreciate your time, and I'll catch you next video.